Diana Cooper has had quite the season. Beth Heppel will get the game underway. Our final game of the Barclays WSL 2 this season. And there's nothing on the line in this one. We will keep you up to date with what is happening elsewhere. Launched forward by Wilson, who's the club's Player of the Month for April. Still going very strong at 34. Launched forward by Tamminen. Arrival from Hammarby. Was a little bit hampered, didn't make her debut until November. Now here come Newcastle down this left-hand side. There is 4 Magpies forward. And there is no free kick given. And there was perhaps a little bit of confusion in the ground here as to why it wasn't. As Speckmeyer then swings it out of play, I think enabling a bit of treatment here for Beth Lumsden. Just bounced into Sarah Wilson. Wilson just coming straight across, and there was no push, was there? She's using experience there, the Durham captain. Plenty in the ground today here at the Gateshead International Stadium. Fantastic to see this final derby of the season supported so well. Grace Eyre was superb last weekend. All-important Durham win over Sheffield United. Stokes will make her way across to take this throw. He's actually had a tricky few weeks in terms of form. Here is Heppel. Durham looked so much more confident in the last few weeks with the ball at their feet. And Redfern has just managed to tap into something. Football was very rarely terrible under Adam Furness. Just could not find the points, the ruthlessness they needed, and that's a dangerous ball along the Newcastle back line, which is well cleared. People will go for it, a little toe poke forward. Picked it well by Diana Cooper. Tamminen swings it out to that right-hand side. Settled quickly, Sevenius, but struggled to get into the thoughts of the manager in the last couple of weeks. Heppel just tries to nod it on, but Speckmeyer is not going to chase that down. We'll keep you up to date with what is happening in the 2 massive games in the Barclays WSL 2 today. And in fact, I can update you on something immediately, and it is a fascinating update too. Look at that, it is Crystal Palace 0, Portsmouth 1, already relegated Portsmouth leading at Crystal Palace. That is absolutely remarkable. It is good news for Charlton and Birmingham, of course, who are currently facing off against each other. That is a huge, huge development in the BWSL 2 chase for promotion. And that is how it currently leaves the league. Charlton top, Birmingham second, Palace in third. Just how big could that Portsmouth goal be? And 5 o'clock today. What a start that is. who else but Meg Hornby to have got that goal as well in a difficult year for Pompey. She has been a star. Back here at Gateshead. Newcastle have looked a little sloppy with the ball in their back line so far. Smart interchange. Foster has played the ball through. Can Lambert chase that down? And Tamanen has been really quick to it. Very good goalkeeping there. Ball runs away. Tamanen had to be very, very sharp there. Lambert was through. Flag, I think, had stayed down. Again, the ball through is an absolute beauty. It's Speckmeyer, has got Blake in support. Speckmeyer's tried to pull it back to water. There's some lovely football here from Durham. That's two exceptional through balls that have really caused Newcastle United problems. Superb from Stobbs. Speckmeyer, it was the right decision. It was well defended by Cooper. No doubt that they've been the better of the two in this opening 6-minute spell. Beth Heppell's corner. In it goes, it's well punched by Tamanen. And it's scrambled away. Gotra has been an unbelievable acquisition over the last 18 or so months at Newcastle United. Another example of the club operating very smartly in the transfer market. Convincing a real mainstay of USA football to come and join you, along with the likes of Jordan Nobbs and Demi Stokes as well in recent years. Svenius. Ball is knocked away and Newcastle United get themselves a free kick. Well, playing the right team, of course, today. Amber Keegan-Stobbs, that middle part of her name is named directly for a gent who is Newcastle United legend, of course. A few tech tweaks for Alice Parker. We mentioned that she's a real up-and-comer, and she very much is. It's been a stellar couple of years for Alice Parker, very well respected, even at a very young age. Scoop it down this right-hand side. Svenius. Una Svenius has played a very deep ball into the sky for Wilson to try and get rid of. Hasn't done so, still with Newcastle United, and scrambled away. Best spell of the game so far for the hosts. Aoife Mannion. Jordan Nobbs. We'll try and get it back down this right-hand side. Lovely move from the Magpies. Nobbs into the penalty area again for Aoife Mannion, who's tried to stand that up. Shouts of handball, which dissipate fairly quickly. Awkward ball back in for Durham to have to deal with. Here come Newcastle again with Nobbs, right-hand side. Jordan Nobbs has swung one across, and well, it was a real problem momentarily for Kat Shepherd. Just see what she was aiming for there, Jordan Nobbs. Far off succeeding either. Big thumbs up for the move. It was much better from Newcastle United. Almost at the 10-minute mark. It's felt much more like a derby than it has done the final game of the season. Stretching boot out to this right-hand side again for Newcastle to try and build something, but too awkward for Nobbs. just joined us. At the top of the table, Palace 1 down to a Meg Hornby goal for relegated Portsmouth. Remains goalless between Charlton and Birmingham. There are goals for Southampton at Forest and Bristol City at Sheffield United as well. Well, his future will be discussed, I'm sure, at length over the next couple of weeks. He's brought in on an interim basis until the end of the season, just to help steady the ship and keep Durham in the Barclays WSL 2. At one point, it looked like everyone other than them was beginning to improve. Redfern finding enough strength to pull on the reins and keep Durham in the league with a week to spare. Briggs with the throw. Redfern just trying to move that back line a little bit higher. Now with Gotra. Towards Stokes. There's a lovely turn on that left-hand side. And here come Newcastle United. 4 on 4 as it's drilled into a dangerous position. It's still not clear. Sevenius is trying to bundle away toward the ball. It's cleared out toward the halfway line. Slammed back in. It's a very good ball, and it's a header that can't be kept down. Superb from Newcastle United. Jordan Nobbs might be frustrated that she's not been able to get this on target. Perfield's ball here is absolutely perfect. And yeah, Jordan Nobbs will be frustrated with that. However, a team who may now not be as frustrated is Crystal Palace, who have equalised after 11 minutes. They went down after 3 to Pompey. They are back on level terms, and it's the exceptional Molly May Sharp who has got them back on level terms in that one. 1 apiece. The title charge in the Barclays WSL 2 takes yet another turn. There's probably a few more of those to come this afternoon. Sevenius, Nobbs wants it and gets it on this right-hand side, and the cross by her lofty standards is poor. Looked really, really lively so far, Una Sevenius. Back-to-back frustrations for Jordan Nobbs. Both sides came in today with the potential for moving up a spot. As far as they could go. There's a spell about 6 weeks ago where it felt like Newcastle, with a good run, could put pressure on the likes of Charlton, Birmingham and Crystal Palace. It's a season where the tale is too many draws, really. Come again. It's a lovely turn, and it's an interesting attempt at the through ball, which Lauren Briggs has called absolutely perfectly. Swept towards Hannah Speckmeyer. Perfield to take a breath before clearing it. And a very sharp shout as well from Sarah Wilson. To the right-hand side. Good sliding challenge from Molly Lambert, who's been one of the stars in an otherwise flat season for Durham. Along with Beth Heppel, Kat Shepherd, they've been pretty consistent through the whole term. Savinius just involved in a bit of a wrestle. Along with Briggs, and Lambert able to slam it clear. Speckmaier doing her bit defensively. Briggs again in the right place. Briggs once more. Well, certainly two sides who are not wanting to sit and do very little. Bradley will surely be sanctioned for that, and is. A few words from Alice Parker as well. Dee Bradley, it's been a really tricky season for her, but the last couple of months she's been much more involved and was very, very involved last weekend with that powerful header. Turned out to be the winner. Chance here for Newcastle United to get the ball into a dangerous position. And it's lofted, and Shepherd has to try and awkwardly pour it away. Does really well, the keeper. Speckmaier will chase it. She's all alone. She really has had an excellent season, Cat Shepherd. Considered 35 goals this term. She really has bailed Durham out on more than one occasion this season. It has been a strange 24 hours at Newcastle United. I'm sure discussions have been going on for some time with Molly Pike, but an announcement just before kick-off of her immediate retirement sparked, quite rightly, a flurry of compliments in the footballing world. Newcastle United being very kind as well publicly. Chance here for Durham to get it in with Beth Heppel. Claire Ditchburn watching on, with Tanya Oxtoby suspended for this game. Heppel launches it in. Nodded back toward goal, but it was always going to be difficult for Speckmaier to challenge the keeper from there. Overall, the Venezuelan will feel frustrated with her year. Occasional moments, but next season's going to be a big year for her. Blake putting some pressure on here, and Deanna Cooper having to try and find a route to find Aoife Mannion. Newcastle have done well to get that through. Knocked forward, brought down superbly in the centre of the park, and it stays just about with Newcastle, but only for a second. Well, Emily Murphy, I think, is still frustrated with a challenge from a few moments ago. Constant head shaking. Look at that touch from Jordan Nobbs. That's absolutely incredible. Emily Murphy, while she was the guilty party on that occasion, a real rising star. At 23, you can be a rising star. She was sensational for the Republic of Ireland against Poland in the last international break. back to a performance earlier this season against Pompey as well. She's been exceptional. Towards Grace there on this right-hand side, who will just shepherd it away. "20 minutes gone. We are goalless. But it has not been a dull affair by any stretch of the imagination. Hebel just trying to put some pressure on. Again towards Perfield, who's already put one brilliant ball in on that occasion. Briggs onto the right boot to smash that clear. Speckmaier is continuing on here. That's a free kick and he's not going to get it. It's a moment where it felt like the ball might just find its way through to a blue shirt. Speckmaier will chase it down. Fought in a little bit of a battle with Perfield, but Emmy Stokes holds the ball back to a goalkeeper. We spoke about the improvements in this Newcastle squad, the vast improvement in league positions over the last couple of years for Newcastle United as well. And think about the work being done off the field. Brand new players' lounge and improved training facilities. But it's really putting its money where its mouth is in terms of improving the situation. Trying to get into the Barclays WSL and stay there as well. As we said, this season has felt like a transitional year. Fascinating to see what they do in the market in the summer. Well defended there by Cooper. Role has changed a little bit under Tanya Roxtoby. Newcastle take it quickly. Bradley sharp to it. It's a really good pass to find Savenius. Ball on the right-hand side, might stay with the Magpies here. Murphy's done really, really well. In the end, he's won a free kick right on that byline. Wanted to take it quickly, but there's a fair bit more support required before that. Up against two here, Blake and Briggs. There's excellent centre-forward play. Newcastle United free kick then. 6 in the penalty area, 2 lurking on the edge of. Newcastle free kick. It's a good ball, it's headed toward goal. Not convincingly enough. Blake slams it clear. And now Stokes up against Speckmaier. Experience wins out there. Almost 25 on the clock. We've only 2 goalless games in this final round of fixtures in this season's BWSL 2. The other being the heavyweight tie at the top of the table between Charlton and Birmingham. With the throw, just waiting for a bit of movement here. Heppel dragging Nobbs with her. Throw down that right-hand side, picked up by Speckmaier. Just two Durham players in the centre. In a similar way to Emily Murphy a few moments ago. It's very, very good play to win the free kick and just pin the opponents back a little bit more. The three in the centre. Is some real height in this Durham side, the likes of Lambert, Briggs, Bradley. Beth Heppel's free kick. Drilled in. Nodded away before it can reach Michaela Foster. Pumped back in, reaches Foster this time. Good defending enables Tamanen to gobble it up down this right-hand side. See what she's trying to do in reaching Jordan Nobbs. Apologetic hand. Richburn is new to that dugout this season. She filled in that gap between Becky Langley and Tanya Oxtoby. For Mannion. Pushed forward by Tamanen. Again, it will come back into the Newcastle United penalty area. Lambert will just move across this right-hand side, cleared well by Newcastle, but might come back toward Molly Lambert. It's a lovely pass to find Speckmaier. And a little bit sloppy, and Newcastle United might be able to take advantage of this. Nobbs, in the end, just crowded out enough to force her backwards. Now Jordan Nobbs. Guarantee you by the end of this game, there won't be many on this pitch who'll have run more than she will have done, covered more ground than she will have done. Gotra on the left-hand side just stopped, and Heppel trying to force it again. Fans just trying to urge Newcastle United on a little here. Nobbs to Aoife Mannion. Mannion's pass is just a little bit optimistic. Now we've had a goal in the big one between Charlton and Birmingham City. It has gone to Birmingham, who have taken the lead through their record signing, Vilma Leidhammer. Lumsden swings it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, nodded back into danger. Gotra tries, and the other American gets in the way. Lumsden's done really well here on this right-hand side. Switches to the left boot, swings it towards the back post. Gotra is stopped by Kat Shepherd. But yes, Charlton 0, Birmingham City 1. Vilma Leidhammer with the goal. And that means that right now, Birmingham are top, Palace is second, And Charlton, who remember went well over a year unbeaten, might have to go into a playoff. As things stand, there is a long way to go. But it's another big shake-up at the top of the BWSL 2. Heppel. Ball is cut out. Picked up by Emma Kelly. And Eyre, yet again, really determined to win that ball. The pass was not a good one. Straight to Gemma Purfield. Aoife Mannion. Ball on the right-hand side, and it does appear that Beth Lumsden has just been switched over onto this right-hand side for a while. What an incredible season we have had. Charlton dominant for so long. Ipswich beleaguered for so long as well. We talk so much about the top of the BWSL 2 table. We forget that at one point Ipswich looked absolutely buried. The job that David Wright did first on an interim basis, and now, of course, officially, Ipswich town manager, has been extraordinary. Charlton's ruthless charge up the table. Big spending Birmingham. What a year we have had. Pull back to Briggs. Back line for Wilson. Just flicks one forward. That's a really nice touch to find Hannah Blake as well. Blake inside the area. Stobbs. Heppel might try and just pass away through. Lambert will not try and pass away through. He's still going to find Speckmaier. Speckmaier tries, and always going to be difficult. A lot of bodies in the way for Mariana Speckmaier to find the way through. Oh, good for Lambert, who just tried on the spin. Good defending from Purfield. Demi Stokes knew not to panic, not to throw herself in. Knew it was going to be difficult for Speckmaier, and thus it proved. Side picked up well by Lumsden. Smart touch on the outside of the boot. Lumsden again. Blake, I think, thought about throwing herself in momentarily. Nice football from Newcastle once more. Jordan Nobbs screaming for the ball. Durham again have been well organised. That's a really good ball down this right-hand side. Nobbs wanted it back to Aoife Mannion instead. And back again it goes to Tamanant. Even in a game like this, there's some rumbling frustration in the crowd here that Newcastle are not being as adventurous as people would like to see. Might get a chance to be so now. Decent ball into a dangerous position, just a little too strong. Not by much. Played back into danger. Drilled back in again. In the end, the ball will go Durham's way. Sarah Wilson, as always, bravely throwing herself in. Great burst of pace down the left. A little too tricky for In fact, Lumsden, wasn't it? Back into danger. Stokes didn't get a full taste of it. Went again. Free kick given.
Has done really well there.
Parker just pulling back play again. Certainly not been an aggressive or physical test, really, this one. Sides at times just trying to noodle their way through the back line. Mixed results. Launched forward here out to that left-hand side. Brought down well. Jordan Nobbs again in the centre, screaming for it. 3 Newcastle players in the centre. Very well defended by Foster. It's a chance to try and sweep it away, but it doesn't get far. Newcastle controlling play very well at the moment. Good turn and move from Emily Murphy. Aoife Mannion. Lumsden. Oh, just always backtracking, stumbles over the ball. That brilliant and strange game at times last week. Scored that goal and then also had the ball almost miraculously stay out. It hit the inside of the post, it ran across the line. So strange that it didn't make its way over the line. It's extremely close. Thumping strike to get the goal in that game, Beth Lumsden. Manning gets the ball back and just sidesfoots it in the end towards Shepherd. I imagine it won't be long added at the end of this first half at the moment. Briggs. Forward it goes towards Lambert, who can't quite get it under control. Deanna Cooper just side-footing it back to the keeper. Back to Cooper. Poor pass, cut out well by Blake. Stobbs on the turn. Finds Wilson. Now Heppel has a neat ball through towards Foster, who just tried to dance her way through. Won't work for her. Back to Briggs. Back to Bradley. Stobbs, Heppel under some pressure from Murphy. Now it's neat from Durham. Grace Eyre. Lambert. Just tries to poke it through. It may well have worked here. It's a big chance. And Durham have scored a big goal. It might not matter in the scheme of the season, but there is local pride to be grabbed. And Durham have taken the first step toward it with a lovely goal from Amber Keegan-Stobbs. It is a massive goal for her personally as well. It is her first, and it is taken with aplomb. That is a beauty. It's not just the finish, which is consummate. It is the first touch that sets it up. We will see that a few more times, I'm sure, today, because that first touch is absolutely perfect from Stobbs. And the delight not just for her. But there was an awful lot of Durham players who were delighted to see her get the goal as well. It's a lovely finish for Amber Keegan-Stobbs. And now here come Newcastle United. Straight to the other end. Drilled toward goal and into the side netting. Emily Murphy just couldn't steer it on target. I think we have got a player down on the far side as well. Amber Keegan-Stobbs, against her former club, has given Durham the lead here. Not just the former club, of course, Amber Keegan-Stobbs, but the club she captained as well. It was a big, big goal for her. But that first touch, an absolute beauty. It comes to something when you can finish like that and the touch still be better. Former Newcastle United captain has stung them today with two pieces of absolute class. It was a fantastic finish. Neil Redfern, well, will be delighted with how his side have gone about today. There's been moments and long passages, in fact, of pressure from Newcastle United. To this point, they have ridden it out. Now, I think Dee Bradley is going to be replaced here. It certainly didn't look good for the centre-back. And in fact, she has been replaced here, Dee Bradley. It's a big shame for her after what's been a really good couple of weeks. The season ending here. Hopefully the injury not too bad. And Grace Eade will come on in her stead. Another, you would imagine, Grace Eade with a bit to prove. Hasn't had any time since the 15th of March against Ipswich, and start that day that see her play her best. Very talented player, was in the England under-19 and under-17 setup. So that's just to remind everyone, the final few minutes of this first half and the rest of the game today. We will be getting 3 minutes of added time in this first half. Ball is punted out towards that Durham right-hand side. Stokes defends well. Launched back up. Won by Lambert. Blake will try and get to it. Graphic there, just the wrong way around, apologies. It was Bradley off and Eade on. Bring you that goal at half-time again. It was an absolute cracker, and Dee Bradley doesn't appear to be in a huge amount of pain, but it did look like she was pointing toward the hamstring at one point there, so I do wonder if that's the situation. If so, final game of the season. Well, it's not nice, but sure he'll be back at the start of the next. Well, a lot for Newcastle United to think about at half-time. Had some chances. They've arguably been the slightly better of the two teams. Punched forward. Lambert will chase down Cooper. Cooper. Towards the halfway line come Newcastle. Launched on again. The tactic that's worked once, and it might work here as well. Lumsden couldn't get it under control. The ball cleared against Savenius. And out for a throw. Oh, sorry, apologies, a goal kick, I should say. Just been switched to the left-hand side in this first half. Some unbelievable clubs in Scandinavia. Was at AC Milan for a little while as well. There's been some suggestions of a bit of interest in Cat Shepherd. Can't understand it after this season. I'm sure Durham will already be starting those conversations about how they build a much comfier year next year. This has not been at times the most pleasant. Lumsden's ball through is a really good one, hit toward goal and dealt with simply by Shepherd. Nice football again from Newcastle United. Lumsden, lovely turn. Amy Murphy won't need too many more of those chances before she scores. Again by Durham. Just absolutely smashed with only a few seconds of this first half remaining. And no seconds of this first half remaining. And it is a stunning goal from a former Newcastle United captain that separates the two sides at the Gateshead International Stadium. Amber Keegan-Stobbs with a magnificent touch on the outside of the boot. And a mercurial looping finish has put Durham a goal to the good up here. And what a goal it was as well. We have got hopefully another really interesting second half to come here in the northeast. But it's been a really enjoyable final rubber here. Half time. It is Newcastle United 0, Durham 1. Of the Barclays WSL 2 season left for these two sides. Local derby, which so far has been a very enjoyable watch. Perfield brings it forward. Halfway line with Perfield. He's already put one brilliant ball, very dangerous ball in towards Jordan Nobbs in that first half. Parker, I think, was just wanting the throw to be taken from the right spot. Just a quick review of elsewhere as well. We've spoken about the two big games at the top of the table. Well, Ipswich Town leading Sunderland by a goal to nil. Talk about the job done by Karen Hills, by Amy Merricks. talk about the jobs done at the top end of the table. Well, there's been arguably no better job done in the whole league this season than David Wright at Ipswich. They really did look buried, along with some very smart signings. They've managed to pull themselves very comfortably clear. Ava Baker, the goal scorer in that one. Shepherd will throw it forward. Durham win the free kick. An improved few months from Hannah Blake, who'd struggled a little bit early season. Opening goal against Bristol City a couple of weeks ago. There's another who'll be trying to nail down a bit more regular football next season. Now, we've got another twist. We knew there'd be more twists coming at the top of the Barclays WSL 2. And having been 1-0 down very, very early, Crystal Palace have taken the lead. Remarkable, but it is not a surprise on the goal scorer, Ashley Veerden. An unbelievable season for the Suriname midfielder. Veerden has scored. Palace lead. And there is more intrigue at the top of the Barclays WSL 2. Durham again just trying to gain control of the ball here. Just pulls Palace more comfortably into that second position. Durham win themselves a free kick here. Grace Eade in that first half for Dee Bradley. Kelly just stumbling across it. Another who's had a bit of a nasty hamstring injury in recent weeks, Emma Kelly. So a chance here for Beth Heppel to get it into the penalty area. Speckmeyer just on her own on this near side. Heppel's ball in towards Speckmeyer, nods it back into danger. Only as far as a black and white shirt. And then opts to just let it drift. Speckmeyer's throw. Comes back to her on this right-hand side, able to get a hold of it. Pulls away nicely. Got some support as well from Grace Eyre. Doesn't use it, although Eyre can still pick it up. Oh, almost got it by Gotray as well. Played only as far as Briggs. Heppel wants it. And goes as far as Wilson. Towards Foster. He looks to have slotted in at centre-back there. Strange pass from Wilson, but it worked. Looks like Grace Eade has moved to central midfield here. Foster up against Nobbs. Nobbs will try it from range. Well, she's done it before. She can't do it there. Every now and again you see the glimpse of the sheer quality Jordan Nobbs still has. Really has always had. Her role on this side next season It's going to be a fascinating one. Picked up well. Speckmaier. Bit of room here for Marianne Speckmaier. Still going, Speckmaier. Neat little pass through, but very well read. She'll go back into it here, the Venezuelan. And Newcastle just pass their way away. And actually, that might drop very nicely here for Emily Murphy, who's not got a lot of support, but doesn't always need it. It's Emily Murphy. And in the end, just landed nicely for Foster to clear it away. All those players in this league, Emily Murphy, Amy Andrews is similar, Chantal Boy-Hloka, they start running at you. They're terrifying. That's a great pass to the right-hand side, which Foster can just guard out of play. "52 minutes on the clock of our final game. One of our final games in the BWSL 2 this season. Get some changes, I think, in a moment. Speckmaier. Grace Eade is straight into it, and that's a smart pass to that left-hand side. Too strong for Lambert. Easy enough for Tamanen. Newcastle about to make a double change here. Stokes. Out of play it goes, and we're going to see Freya Gregory and Amelia Larson here. Emily Murphy will make her way off the field. Her season done. And Amelia Larson, who's only started 3 times this season, the 27-year-old. Late cameo for her. And we're also going to see Una Sevenius make way for Freya Gregory, who can be absolutely blistering on her day. And there is perhaps a bit to work on this summer for Una Sevenius. Amelia Larson. A frustrating year in more than a few ways. Freya Gregory. Mentioned players in this league who terrify you when they're charging towards you. She is another one. Brilliant ball to that right-hand side. Larson was free in the centre momentarily. Out towards Nobbs. Tries to pull it back in, deflects out of play. In comes the ball and straight into the arms of Kat Shepherd. Right, well, some news from the top of the table clashes we've got today. We knew there'd be plenty to talk about. Well, Birmingham have scored a second. Lidehammer with the first, Lidehammer with the second. Charlton 0, Birmingham 2. And Palace have grabbed themselves a third. Ashley Veerden again. As Durham come forward here with Molly Lambert. Edie's busting a gut into the centre. Lambert just does the smart thing, slows things down, waits for some support. Swung in, it's a great ball towards Speckmeyer, who's completely unmarked. And Tamanen deals with it, along with the flag. We will bring you an updated top of the table. It doesn't really change anything right now, because those were additions to Leeds already. Speckmeyer had just drifted a little bit. So a reminder, nothing's going to have changed with those extra goals, but it makes it very, very difficult now for Charlton, who led through 75%, if not more, of the season. They are now looking at a playoff to try and get themselves into the BWSL. Birmingham top, Palace second. Palace for a few months just quietly motored on. Right now they are being rewarded for that. And in fact, just hearing they've got a fourth. So it looks like Palace are heading up. Unless Charlton can do something. Kirsty Howart's added the fourth there. It's fitting that so many of Palace's key players, Molly May Sharp, Ashley Veerden, Kirsty Howard, have had such a big say today. Well, we are focusing on this game. Just a word for Pompey, who have had an awful season with injuries. Four midfielders on the back line at certain points this season. Wish them well in trying to get back into the BWSL 2 next season. Centre of the park here with Newcastle. Scuff towards Stokes. Swung to that left-hand side, taken down with absolute aplomb by Freya Gregory. Magnificent piece of skill. Second half, yeah, really to catch fire here in Gateshead. Lovely work from Lumsden. Nobbs, nice play from Newcastle. 4-5 in the centre now. And Blake will try and put pressure on Jordan Nobbs. It'll come back to the England legend. Launched back in. Dealt with by Air. Picked on by Speckmeyer. And again, Stobbs. Resolute in the centre of the park. Foster. Kiwi just trying to launch it down that left-hand side for Lambert. Nice turn. Newcastle have found themselves chance to shoot. It's not that far wide. Beth Lumsden trying to chase down that 6th goal of the season. Really nice football, this. Movement is always so good, Beth Lumsden. And doesn't test Cat Shepherd. Durham free kick. Foster just tucked back into that back line here. So she's done more on a few occasions this season. Foster launches it up. Should be easy, and is for Tamanen. An awkward ball that Wilson's read well. Brought down by Grace Eyre. To Stobbs. Stobbs to Speckmeyer. Lambert. Now Larson might well have won the ball well, and Durham straight back after it. Wilson. Newcastle have not yet tested Cat Shepherd enough. Wilson again nodding it down. Kelly gets a firm foot to it. Lauren Briggs, happy just to be a spectator as the ball runs out of play. Freya Gregory. She gets going, it's so difficult to stop. Wilson again first to it. Apple in there as well. Chance for Durham perhaps to try and build something here. Lambert is almost certainly offside. There we go. I think Neil Redfern is very optimistic in complaining about that. Lambert was always looking offside. To be fair to Ruby Sykes, she made the call early, the assistant referee. Just to knock it through, didn't quite work. Newcastle have it back though. Lovely little interchange here. Not too many bodies in the centre. A few more getting into support. A few more still getting into support. That's a brilliant late challenge. Superb late defending at the last from Durham. Because Newcastle had brilliantly found themselves into a really dangerous position. Apple to Stobbs. To Speckmeyer. Just calms things down. Lambert initially claiming handball, but the game continues. Gregory bounces into Grayset. She's just so sharp down that wing. From Gregory. Move back towards her on this left-hand side. Gregory. Good low ball in. Who else but Sarah Wilson in the way. Gregory again with a lovely little ball through for Gautrat to try and chase down. And collected by Cat Shepherd. Well, this was such a dangerous moment for Newcastle United. Brilliant defending from Stobbs. Kelly wants the free kick and deservedly gets it. And we're going to see Lois Joel come on to replace Morgan Gautrat here. Really difficult year at times for Morgan Gautrat, but the quality on the ball, the vision. Almost 90 appearances for the USA. Lois Joel, who got only 13 minutes against Bristol City last time around, is going to get a bit more today. I think she put in one of the best individual performances I've seen this season. Game against Pompey back in February. But Lois Joel was absolutely exceptional that day. And speaking of exceptional, well, when the pressure was on, Palace stepped up. Annabelle Blanchard, another of those key names this season, has added her name to an increasing goal scorer list today at the VBS Community Stadium. Sharp, a brace for Bearden, Kirsty Howard, and now Blanchard has surely put Crystal Palace into the BWSL next season. They had to perform today. They conceded a very early goal, but their recovery has been emphatic. Newcastle down this right-hand side. Nice little toe poke to the edge of the penalty area. 4 in the centre. Knocked in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Still not clear. Shot off. Shot away. And in fact, I think a corner kick given. On first viewing, like Beth Lumsden's strike had always been rising. Hard to tell from that replay, but either way, corner kick given. Corner towards the near post. Dealt with by Durham, who have defended very, very well in this game. Maybe New Redfern is just starting to find out the best way to use Mariana Speckmaier. Gregory, Lumsden. Set up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Pop back down. First touch for Lois Joel. Very good ball in, a really dangerous ball in from that right-hand side. Newcastle starting to ask questions. Emma Kelly trying to keep hold of the ball and wins yet another free kick. But a fairly quiet game. Watch her positioning throughout the course of a match. It's pretty much where a manager would want to pick her up and put her down almost every turn. Exceptional reading of the game. Durham just building this wall. Thrown in by Nobbs. Either way. Touch from Speckmaier that had to be made, but just got a little bit further away from Grace Eyre. And for Mannion. Briefly over on this left-hand side. Gregory. I think that's looking to me like Grace Collinson will be coming on in just a moment. I think it's fairly safe to say that Palace have won today. They've just scored a 6th. Elise Hughes has added the 6th of the day. There is Grace Collinson. Been used an awful lot from the bench this season and will replace Hannah Blake here. Came off the bench last weekend, and that is Hannah Blake's season complete. No doubt that she's perhaps won Neil Redfern over a little bit in his short spell here. Possibly not winning a lot of Newcastle United fans over here with the relaxed exit. And on comes Collinson. Joel just hoped the run would continue. Interesting to see her season next year. Started 6 games this season, featured in 15 overall. Too far away from that 50th appearance for the club. This is 43 today. "18 minutes to go. And toe poke through. Bit more energy here from Newcastle. Running in the end into Foster, who's had a really good game. The flag has stayed down, I think, here as Collinson chases it. Cooper runs into trouble. Molly Lambert driving forward. Speckmeyer's trying to get in. Lambert will try. And Lambert will not succeed. And I think a wry smile as well from Molly Lambert. Did really well to win the ball. And then right underneath it. Picked up by Speckmeyer. Under pressure from the number 17, Fred Gregory. Neutral touch. And there's Joel. Collinson everywhere at the moment. Drops to Briggs. Finds Lambert. His touch was heavy, and this might actually go Newcastle's way. Again, Michaela Foster, I think, had an excellent game. Able to just slow things down. Air cuts inside away from Gregory. And that ball through is a really good one, Collinson. Flag stays down. Maybe didn't get the shout. Lambert was free on the far side. Lively cameo so far from Grace Collinson. Here's the penalty area. Nobbs just scoops it up. Larson back into danger as Joel goes down, and immediate shout for a penalty. She was fairly adamant. Take another look at this here. Brilliant play from Nobbs. Larson in, and well, Joel seemed to somewhat roll off Speckmeyer. Deep corner in towards Aoife Mannion. Newcastle just trying to keep the attack alive. And instead, concede the free kick. Grace Eade has put the body in the right place. Very quick reminder as to where it stands at the top of the table. Crystal Palace, having conceded early, are 6-1 up over Portsmouth. They sit in second, but Birmingham City, most importantly of all, leading at Charlton by 2-0, meaning Karen Hill's side, who went over 400 days unbeaten, will go into that playoff against Leicester City for a spot in the BWSL. And even though it's been a very disappointing end to the season, playing aside, if of course it is, Charlton against Leicester. Playing aside, have scored just 10 times this season, Leicester City. Maybe Charlton will fancy their chances. Well, she did a very good job marshalling things a few months ago. Well, the club worked out the way to get Tanya Oxtoby into the club. In fact, was in charge for the reverse fixture earlier in the season. Here come Durham again down this left-hand side. Lambert has the ball taken off her toe. I did briefly forget as well that Claire Ditchburn was briefly in charge of Durham, wasn't she, as well? Funny how all these things sometimes come back around. Oh, Lambert. Now, Beth Heppel is just standing on that far side, and well, are we taking in a quick drinks break here? Someone is down, so we're going to have to wait and see. He may well have taken a knock. But what a goal from Amber Keegan-Stobbs. That first touch was absolutely sensational. And it's Kat Shepherd who's just needing a little bit of treatment here. A few, I'm sure, positive words from Neil Redfern. It must be strange scoring against the team you used to captain. If you are going to do it like that. I think we're going to see Shania Hales come on as well. But before we do, there's that first touch, and there is the second. I mean, such a great goal from Amber Keegan-Stobbs. I'm sure there's one or two Newcastle United fans who don't necessarily begrudge her that either. This first touch, look at that first touch to get away from Mannion. What a goal from Amber Keegan-Stobbs. It looks like Shania Hales will be coming on. It might be an attacking substitution here by Newcastle United. I think Kat Shepherd is back to her feet. We'll see in a moment who is being replaced. Heppel, ball in, punched down by Tamminen. The pressure on Stobbs, who swings it out to that left-hand side, but Newcastle read it. Back with Foster, who's dug one out very well, and the header over the bar from Collinson. Really smart ball in this. Stobbs to Foster. I should say Foster picks it up, then loops it in. And yeah, Collinson maybe thought the player in front of her might get a touch. So Hales on. And Deanna Cooper makes her way off here. Straight into it is Shania Hales. Scored on international duty for Jamaica against Guyana a couple of weeks ago. The two BWSL 2 games this season. Again, Durham continue to defend so well through the course of the whole match. Stobbs. Slipping pass to find Hales. Gregory. Looking for somewhere to go. It's Hales again. Stokes. Joel. He wanted to try and get the ball back through towards Hales, but was forced back towards Perfield. Durham not messing around with the clearance. Newcastle 0, Durham 1. Number Keegan Stobbs. Brilliant first half goal. Separates the two sides. 5 minutes before half time. May well be the telling touch. We will see. Speckmeyer. The left boot just trying to loop one around the back. It wasn't far off. Composed goalkeeping from Tamminen. Gregory, wayward pass, Stobbs onto it. Collinson just trying a little reverse touch. Apple filling in defensively there. Jordan Nobbs was lurking. Nobbs does well. Tries to strike from range, and Shepherd, well, certainly had to be alert to it. Smart pass from Lumsden as well. Admittedly, it broke quite nicely for Jordan Nobbs. Shepherd following it the whole way. She brings you both on the field and off it as well. Carrot to the experience, the requirements at times of teammates, Jordan Nobbs. They never really serve you well. Newcastle United have certainly found that this season. Heppel trying to get the touch through towards Lambert. Free kick by Aoife Mannion. Keeper Stobbs and Parker have a quick word. Sarah Wilson takes the free kick quickly. Briggs. Lambert just tries to roll away. Still going here, Molly Lambert, but stopped really well in the end by Mannion. Newcastle, though, give the ball away. And now Durham do it. A little deflection, just seeing the ball back into the arms of Kat Shepherd. Joel, trapped by Heppel. Last 15 minutes have maybe had a bit of a feeling of end of season to them. Lumsden's done well. Nobbs just has an option to try and find Hales in the centre. And Sarah Wilson may have hurt herself in the process. Read it beautifully. Good play from Newcastle United. Yeah, it does look like Sarah Wilson has hurt herself. Low ball in. Read well by Speckmeyer. And now this is going to be a lovely moment for Durham. With just a few minutes left, Sarah Robson will get a chance to say goodbye. Over 10 years with the club, an unbelievable character. Someone who really has been at times such a key part of what Durham have achieved. Sarah Robson, who said goodbye at Maiden Castle last weekend, gets a few minutes to say goodbye to Durham on the field. And Sarah Wilson, a very, very good friend of Sarah Robson and her family, hands over the captain's armband for these last few minutes of her time at the club. Stokes picks it up. Hales drops nicely forward. That's a smart ball towards Freya Gregory, who just can't quite keep it in. Little too strong for the winger. Newcastle United themselves have said goodbye to somebody today. Just joined us, 25-year-old Molly Pike has announced her immediate retirement from football. She's going to head on to Pastors New and a brand new life. Collinson flicks it on. Doesn't drop for Lambert. There's Joel. It's a problem, I think, in the centre circle here. Newcastle United is absolutely their right. Continue on, Larson. He gets to it. And I think we're going to have a moment or two of treatments in a second. Alice Parker missed that. Newcastle United Briggs straight to it. Nobbs coming together. And I think a fair shout potentially for a penalty. Alice Parker unmoved. Grace Eyre up against Freya Gregory. Gregory again moving it forward. Now with Robson. Gets it back, Sarah Robson. Grace Eyre. Ball to nowhere. Kelly. Smashed forward. Molly Lambert will try and chase this down. Sounds like there'll be around 5 minutes of added time here. Swung into the penalty area. It's going to drop here, and well, Larson just trying to deal with it early. Let's take another look, shall we, at that penalty call, because I think there's still discussions going on about it. So there is Jordan Nobbs, there's Grace Collinson. Now, if a foul, I would potentially argue that was just outside the penalty area. It certainly was extremely close. Certainly there might be an argument for a foul. And then you go on to, well, just where on the pitch was it? Stokes puts the boot right through it. Reid will leap for it. Back again here with Newcastle United. Down this right-hand side. Fair few bodies forward in black and white. But in the end, runs away. And now the cramp is kicking in. Now a reminder, as things stand, and it looks like it's going to be the case, Birmingham City will be BWSL 2 champions. You can head over to that game on this Barclays WSL 2 YouTube channel to watch the trophy lift. We will bring you the trophy lift in that game, because Birmingham leading Charlton by 2 goals to 0. They're into their added time as well there. So you can head over and watch that trophy lift should you wish to. And Palace, having hit 6 against Pompey, look to be going up automatically as well, with Charlton facing Leicester. I've got to say, I think Karen Hills, as frustrated and disappointed she'll be about these last 6 or so weeks of the season, I think she'll fancy her chances against Leicester. We've really had a very difficult year in the BWSL. We're coming towards the last couple of minutes of the season. Durham had more stresses than they would have liked, but managed to manoeuvre their way through them. Newcastle United, well, there may have been an inkling, a half chance of pushing for promotion come the end of the season. They have made, it's fair to say, further gains. The big days at St James's Park. Some big signings, the experience of Jordan Nobbs, the improvement off the field in and around the women's game at Newcastle United as well. I think we'll see them challenge for outright promotion next year, as they launch the ball into the Durham penalty area. Flicked on by Stobbs. I think someone took a ball to the face there, and Molly Lambert charging down that left. I mean, Alice Parker has done absolutely the right thing. Certainly not intentional. And nodded away. And then Purfield, who was just coming to put pressure on Stobbs. Good on the face is okay, but never nice when you get those. And to be fair to Stobbs, has gone straight over to just check on the defender. Still a few Newcastle fans from the sound of it who want the game to get going quickly. Lauren Briggs punts the ball. Tannen will collect it. And one final throw of the dice here for Newcastle United. Long ball forward. Dealt with again by Durham. There's Joel. That's a poor ball, and Stobbs has picked up on it. Remember, Stobbs comes back to it. Ball to that right-hand side. Durham, understandably, in no rush to go anywhere. Purfield will come back on, surely for the last second or two. Collinson trying to keep it in and doesn't. Mannion. It has been an intriguing local derby to finish off the season. Lambert charging on here, Molly Lambert. Lovely turn from Eade. Wilson to air. Two graces combining. And to Molly Lambert. And we'll just head to the corner flag. Stokes and Gregory stop. Kelly. Newcastle just trying, if they can, to get the ball forward. Gregory launches it up, and Shepherd gathers it up. And that is it. The local derby that didn't have too much on it goes the way of Durham, thanks to a former Newcastle United captain who pulls off a really special goal. Neil Redfern gets back-to-back wins after just getting his first last weekend. He has made a change to this side, there is no question. They need to find a way now next season to be more ruthless, to be slightly smarter going forward. To maybe think about things at the other end of the table next season. But today, they've got themselves a much-needed victory to push themselves into next year with even more confidence than last weekend's, I should say, win gave them. For Newcastle United, well, today was maybe not vintage, but they will be, mark my words, dangerous next season. A reminder, you can head over to watch the aftermath of the title charge elsewhere on this Barclays WSL2 YouTube channel. We will bring you the lifting of the trophy. Our Charlton-Birmingham game is not quite over, but it is at the same time over. And there's Sarah Robson, a big hug from Beth Heppel. Her final appearance today for Durham. After a decade of phenomenal service, she will head off. Not retiring, but it's just beginning something new. It was an intriguing game today, and it is finished in our final game of the season. Newcastle United 0, Durham 1.